Okay, so the role of resource guarding is ever shifting, meaning somebody will always be resource guarding. There will always be and I use this word very loosely as well, right? But like an alpha of the pack that does the resource guarding.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Do you get where I'm going with this now?
Okay. Okay.
So the role of resource guarding is ever shifting, meaning it's ever shifting and it should be shifting to the right person.
Heard.
So ultimately, let's look at all of the things that dogs will resource guard, right? Food, toys, affection. Let's look at the affection one because I think it's the least understood out of all of them, right? So commonly we find that dogs will come into our space and then we pet them, and then another dog tries to come over and interject. And when that dog tries to come over and interject, what does the dog that's getting pet do? They resource guard their resource, meaning us, to the other dog. They say, get the fuck away from my resource, right? Now, if you're looking at that from the lens of resource guarding just needs to go away, then basically what we're saying is dogs should just need to tolerate other dogs stealing their resources constantly, which I think is it's a fallacy. That's not really real life, right? And sure, you could hypothetically create enough suppression where dogs are more tolerant of that. But ultimately, I think with any of these things, that's like you're kind of fighting the uphill battle of will you ever actually get to where you need to get with that?
Yeah.
It depends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, let's look at it from the lens of resource guarding being ever shifting, right? Now, let's say that we don't want the dog to resource guard, so that role needs to shift. Who does it need to shift to?
You?
Yes. What would us resource guarding our dog look like?
I don't know, man.
Like I said, I'm crafting this, right? Like, so
I'm sticking with you, bro.
Stick with me. Okay. All right. So let's say we are the ones resource guarding.
Okay.
Our dog, right? So dog comes over, we're petting the dog, right? And we're saying, this is my resource, right?
Okay.
And then another dog is coming over trying to interject or posing a threat to my resource.
Yeah.
What would a dog do in that moment?
Get all pissed off.
That's right. Right? It would go, hey, get the fuck away.
Yeah.
Right? What would a human that's resource guarding their dog look like?
Get all pissed off.
Hey, get the fuck away.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So if you look at it from this lens, that is what we need to be. We need to be resource guarding our resources, meaning our dogs in our home. And that is how the dogs ultimately gain respect of we are the ones controlling this kind of stuff. Okay. They don't need to do it, right? They are not. Now, on top of that, if we're saying that the dog is our resource as opposed to the other way around, there's more variables at play, meaning the things that we're doing in our day-to-day can't only resemble that we are a resource, meaning it's all soft and pet and fun and this and that. We have to be establishing boundaries and rules and getting them into a quote unquote follower state of mind. And we do that by them understanding there's rules and boundaries that we are enforcing, right? Yep. But on top of that, we have to be the ones that are actively resource guarding our dogs to other potential threats going on in the house to create harmony.
Yep.
Right? Mm-hmm. And I look at that the same way with food, right? So you get dogs with serious food aggression issues, right? This is the one we've said many times. I think Michelle even posted a video recently of this, or we posted a video of Michelle talking about it on the podcast, of resource guarding and like, does it ever really go away? Can you ever take a dog that resource guards food intensely and say this dog will never resource guard food forever and ever, no matter who it goes to? I don't think so, because I think that role, I don't think you just suppress and stop the behavior. I think that the role of the resource guarding has to shift. That dog has to realize that I'm resource guarding the food. It's my fucking food. Yeah. It's not your food. And they have to inherently understand that this individual, myself, the owner of the dog, whoever it may be, is going to resource guard the food from me, and I'm not going to win this fight. Right? But that doesn't just transfer then. No. Right? Then we have to generalize that the next person is also going to resource guard the food. And the next person is also going to resource guard the food. And the next person is also going to resource guard the food. And maybe in a hypothetical world, if you generalize it to 15 different people, the dog will start to realize and generalize that all humans will resource guard these things towards me, so it's not worth it for me to try to fight it. But you got to go through that generalization process, and that's kind of a maybe.
Yeah.
Because the role of resource guarding is ever shifting.
Yeah.